I started to hear voices in my head when I was 8. They would wake me up at night. I couldn't fall back asleep while the voices yelled and screamed my name. But the kind of screams and yells that your parents do for you when you're in trouble. I'd lie awake in my bed, wondering when the nightmare would end. This went on for many years, and my parents told me it wasn't real, that I didn't need help, and I should just snap out of it. But it didn't work. How do you explain schizophrenia to a kid who's 12? I thought everyone heard voices like me. Things started to change when I hit puberty, and everything was fine. I had a new way to hide the voices inside. Marijuana and alcohol were my new best friends. Started smoking stress off of a tin can. Run out of the store with 30 beers in my hand. But it wasn't enough. So a friend gave me Xanax and life was good. Klonopin, nitrous oxide, cocaine, what wouldn't I do? Experimenting with drugs was my way of coping with the things I couldn't comprehend, like those stupid voices in my head. I know I had an evil spirit inside, and I was listening to everything it said. It told me I was better off dead. It said, how worthless can you be? You're a suicidal teen with nothing to achieve. Swallow these pills or the louder I'll scream. No, this wasn't me. I'm done with these voices trying to control my life. I know I'm a special person, and I know this isn't the end, and I know that these voices are all in my head. So I made a choice. I turned my demons into my own voice. And eventually I started to win. Now my voices tell me that this isn't the end. They say pick yourself up because you're a champion. Don't give up because you're a winner. There's still time, it's not over. I turn my demons into my angels, and you will too. I still hear voices, but they're brand new.
Know that it is God in your life that makes you worthwhile. So give him the credit and think very little of yourself and think much of him.
Yes, sir.
When Jesus said the first commandment is to love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, that's a very heavy commandment which none of us live up to.
Very big secret to all the kids here who are living their lives for their parents or based on their parents' judgment. There's a very big secret that parents never tell you. If you go the other direction of where they want you to go and you become really successful, they are really proud and make pretend they never pushed you in the other direction.
So if you can face something voluntarily rather than having it chase you, it's way better for you psychophysiologically. So that's partly why, well, it's worthwhile to go find the dragon in its lair instead of waiting for it to come and eat you. So, and especially when you also add the idea that if you go find the dragon in its lair, you might find it when it's a baby instead of a full-fledged bloody monster that is definitely going to take you down.
There are think tanks on the left and on the right. The think tank on the left is called the Brookings Institution, probably the most prominent one. And they said, in order to escape poverty, you must do 3 things. Finish high school. Don't have a kid before you're 20. Get married before you have that kid. The think tank on the right is called the American Enterprise Institute. They said the very same thing. That's the formula for success. Your job as a young person is to invest in yourself. K through 12, that's your job. Invest in yourself. Make yourself marketable so that you can participate in our economy. And for all these people to be telling you that you're a victim, that the man's holding you back, why work hard? Overcoming laziness is one of the hardest things in the world to do. You give somebody an excuse? The idea that the police are out to get you. Really? It's been studied over and over and over again. There's something called the Police Public Contact Survey. It's done every 2 years, and what the FBI does is they interview 60,000 Americans. Have you had an interaction with the police in the last year? If so, what happened? How were you treated? How were you treated verbally? How were you treated physically? They cannot find any pattern of abuse at all. There's a woman on The View named Sunny Hoskins. She said recently that she said the and then corrected herself and said a. First she said the leading cause, and then she said a leading cause of death for young black men is police misconduct. There were 233 blacks who were killed by the police last year, according to the Huffington Post. Almost all of them had a weapon. Almost all of them were resisting arrest. There were 7,781 black men killed by almost all killed by other black men last year. So the total killed by the police is less than 3%. Where's Black Lives Matter? Chicago is a third white, a third black, and a third Hispanic. 70% of the homicides are black on black. 70%. And by the way, 70% of the cases are unsolved. Where's Black Lives Matter?
Don't sacrifice who you could be for who you are, which means if you have to choose to transform in a positive direction or maintain your current position, then it's better to transform in a positive direction. So you might even think of that as the core of your being. That's a Piagetian idea. It's a Jungian idea as well. Who are you? You're the thing that transforms who you are. Now, you're also who you are, but on top of that, you're the thing that transforms who you are. And that's not an arbitrary statement. One of the things that modern universities do dreadfully now is convince their students that value structures are relative, and that's a big mistake. And one of the things that's wrong with that idea is that doesn't include what I just mentioned. You are the thing that is, and you're the thing that becomes. You should put the thing that becomes at a higher place than the thing that is. That means you also have to allow yourself to shake off those things about you that you might be pathologically attached to,